Welcome in to Steelers Talk Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry, and today I'm going to be breaking down my takeaways after day one of Steelers mandatory minicamp. All right, so I'm going to be breaking down some players that are really doing well, some players maybe that aren't doing so well, and then also just my general takeaways after day one of minicamp here. But first, make sure you go down there and you make sure that you like today's video. Okay, so if you want Kenny Pickett to break out in 2023, go ahead, click that like button right now for me. I really do appreciate all the support. It's a free and easy way to help out the channel. It tells the YouTube algorithm to push our videos out to more Steelers fans like yourself. So if you want a free and easy way to help us out here, go ahead and click that thumbs up icon right now. So now let's get into my list of 4 takeaways after day one of minicamp practice. Number 1 on my list is that Kenny Pickett continues to shine. Throughout OTAs, he's been looking sharp, but apparently yesterday he had one of his best days at practice this offseason, and he is somebody that has done a really, really nice job at making the proper adjustments according to the people in the room. Apparently his pocket presence is much improved, which is something that I've been saying for months it's probably the number one thing Kenny Pickett needed to improve this offseason was his ability to step up in the pocket, get used to people around him, get used to playing in tight pockets, and it seems like he's making those proper adjustments. And then also yesterday, during the 2-minute drill period, he took the team down the field against the first team defense twice in a row for touchdowns. That is absolutely fantastic, given the way that we know the Steelers defense can get after quarterbacks, can get interceptions, and kind of shut teams down. I think the Steelers defense is going to be awesome this year, and Kenny Pickett scored on them in the 2-minute drill twice in a row in yesterday's practice, which is absolutely awesome to see. If you want to see my full breakdown of Kenny Pickett and what I think that he needs to improve going into next year, the strengths, his weaknesses, his full scouting report, you can find it here on the channel. I'm going to put the link to this video down in the comments and description of today's video. So now I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers go this season as far as Kenny Pickett will take them. I think Kenny has everything around him right now to really be successful. I think he's got an improved offensive line, so he shouldn't be pressured nearly as much. He's got some really, really good weapons to work with here. He's going to have a good run game, in my opinion, and then he's going to have an elite defense. There is no more excuses for Kenny Pickett. Now, last year, his rookie season, the numbers maybe weren't fantastic, but those were rookie numbers, okay? Now he's in his sophomore season. He's had a full offseason to work with his guys. There's no excuses heading into this year. He needs to prove this year that he is the franchise quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and if he doesn't, it might be time to go look for a replacement in the offseason. But as far as I'm concerned, I think he's absolutely going to do it. I think by all the reports, he is doing a fantastic job, and he's going to have a great sophomore season this year. So let me know in the comments, will Kenny Pickett be a top 10 NFL quarterback this season? Will he make that splash in his sophomore year? Let me know by giving me a hell yes or a hell no down in the comment section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get an ad break here, do me a favor, go down there, find that pinned comment, and answer today's question. Number 2 on my list of minicamp takeaways here is that the rookies are keeping focused here, and that the coaching staff is really just giving all these rookies that we drafted this year one job to do. They're not forcing them to learn multiple positions in this defense or offense right now. The Steelers and their coaching staff is really doing a good job at keeping these guys focused so that they can get their feet wet and get used to life in the National Football League. You take a look at the first 6 rookies taken by the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. Broderick Jones is working at left tackle, nowhere else. Joey Porter Jr. working on the outside with the cornerbacks. Keeanu Benton is only working as nose tackle right now in practices. Darnell Washington, of course, is a tight end. Nick Herbig is only working out as an outside linebacker, not an inside linebacker like many projected when he got drafted. And then Corey Trice Jr. is also on the outside. The only exception to this is the interior offensive lineman the Steelers drafted in round 7, Spencer Anderson, who's been moving all over the line, and apparently he's been impressing, and it's looking like he's going to make the roster as kind of a swing offensive lineman. lineman because he's played all over the place on the offensive line throughout his playing career, and apparently he's holding up at multiple positions along the offensive line right now, so it certainly seems like he's going to be a very valuable backup and depth piece along the offensive line for the Steelers this year. So now, why is this smart? Why is it smart to put rookies in just one spot during OTAs, minicamp, and training camp before they even play an NFL game? Okay, because it keeps them focused on one particular part of the defense, right? If you're learning multiple positions while you're learning a new defensive scheme, and then you're also playing against talent that is the most talented you've ever played against, it can be a lot for a rookie to put on his plate. But if you just have one position that you can really focus in on and you can really master, I think that's a really good strategy from the Pittsburgh Steelers coaching staff. So it seems like Keeanu Benton, expect to see him at nose tackle this year, and then Nick Herbig, expect to see him exclusively as an outside linebacker, at least here in year one. Now, before I reveal the other two takeaways that I got from day one of mandatory minicamp, go ahead and get this awesome Steelers t-shirt combo that is currently on the Chat Sports website. It's for just $30, not each shirt, right? It's not $30 a pop here. It's $30 for the combo. I love that black shirt for the summer, then the long sleeve with the white. Perfect combo for summer. Perfect gift for Father's Day if you're kind of slacking in that department. Still need to get a gift. Just $30 for the pair of these shirts, guys. I think that's a great deal. If you think so too, go to chatsports.com/Steelers combo to take advantage of this deal right now. Number 3 on my list of takeaways here is that Hakeem Butler is showing flashes in practice, and he's starting to impress his teammates and coaches during minicamp here, where he's wearing 21 this year, which I think is kind of a weird number for kind of like a true X-receiver, but he's making splashes and he is impressing people, and it's looking like even though he's on a futures contract right now, and a lot of guys that are on futures deals just really don't end up making the final 53-man roster. They're usually either on the practice squad or they get cut outright by the end of training camp, but I really think Hakeem Butler has a shot to make this team as the backup X receiver. Now, we know George Pickens is probably, most definitely, going to be the number one guy in terms of the outside true deep threat receiver this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers down the boundary. But what if something happens to George Pickens? I think Hakeem Butler, he's even a little bit bigger than George is. He's got a similar skill set. He could come in, and I think he could give you some very solid reps at the X position. If George Pickens ends up going down, or if Pickens needs a break, Butler's a good blocker. He's very big. He made some splash plays in the XFL. He's one of the star players this spring. And then it looks like he's holding his own in Steelers practice, which is great to see. And I think he's got a great shot at making the final 53-man roster. So let me know what you think about Hakeem Butler. Will he make the final roster? And will he be a Pittsburgh Steeler when the Steelers play the 49ers week 1 at Acrisure Stadium? Let me know right now with an M if he's going to make the team or if you think he's going to get cut. Type C down there in the comments section. And to wrap things up here, my final takeaway is that you got to learn the name Rodney Williams. Okay, so Rodney Williams is kind of pretty much a fifth string tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. But apparently, he is doing a great job at making splash plays in practice. He made a really nice catch over the middle of the field yesterday, according to Zach Gentry. And everybody in that tight end room is kind of bringing this kid's name up when it comes to which guys showed out in practice, because he is somebody that did not play last year. He was brought on by the Denver Broncos, and he did not play in the NFL last year. But now the Steelers have brought him in, in this kind of packed tight end room, and he is starting to really make a name for himself, which is nice to see. You got to learn this kid's name because I think he's going to be a training camp gem. And although you got Pat Freiermuth, you got Darnell Washington, you got Hayward in there, and then of course Zach Gentry, you got a really packed room. So I'm not sure if the Steelers are really going to hold on to 5 tight ends, but I think Rodney Williams is doing a good job at this point to really say, hey, I know that I'm coming into a loaded tight end room right now, but you are going to learn my name. You are going to see that I have something to contribute to this team, and that I'm going to compete like hell to make the final 53-man roster. And I definitely think that there's a chance that he ends up making it here because he's a good player, okay? He's somebody that, he's coming out of UT Martin. And I think that he's a good receiving tight end. Is he as good as, say, Pat Freiermuth? I definitely don't think so. Will he make the final final 53-man roster. I certainly can't guarantee that, but I think it's something you definitely need to keep your eye on moving forward. And I think he's going to be somebody that I'm going to be really watching closely once training camp comes around because, like I've said 100 times already, this is a stacked tight end room. There's no guarantees in the National Football League, but if you keep making plays and you keep impressing your teammates and your coaches and you keep taking advantage of the opportunities that you're given with the reps that you're given in practice, I mean, the coaching staff is going to have no choice but to consider keeping you on the final 53-man roster. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's show, man. I really do appreciate each and every real one that made it to the end of today's show. Make sure you click that subscribe button because if you made it to the end of today's video, that means we must be doing something right. And guess what? We have videos on the channel every single day on your Pittsburgh Steelers, so never miss any of the action. We got you covered 24/7, 365 here on Steelers Talk, so click that subscribe button for me right now.